step into my office, because you're effing fired.
It's the fourth time again.
Sorry about that.
If you are firing your slaves, then won't be slaving for you.
Hey, get back to work.
Okay. Slave assets.
Camera coming right up.
You just need to push the button.
Engineers on duty.
Thank you, buddy. You get a raise. You're not fired. Archie's a better worker. Doesn't complain. Makes me pierogies. Good to go. Oh, hi.
Where the pierogi happened? That's the first question. Second, why do you act like all of the other people? He just have an engineer, and you instantly giving him better positions
He takes everything so seriously.
and opinions.
Remember Anne? What he did to me yesterday? Yeah, he cheated on me.
It's a white screen, so
Yeah.
so we are in Imperial Palace today,
Hello.
or rather Imperial Palace Gardens today, Colin.
Hello, guys.
Hello guys, hello Monomyth, hello KICKASSETS viewers.
KICKASSETS? Monomyth?
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Okay. Cool.
So we are after our small Akiya hunt.
Yes. Where are we now, though? Right around.
Currently we are in the middle of Tokyo.
We're in the Imperial Palace Gardens right now.
Eastern Gardens.
Eastern Gardens near Tokyo Station, just for all you know.
Yeah.
It's not as great as we
cannot say
thought.
that it's the center of Tokyo anymore,
Yeah.
because the center of the agglomeration moved somewhere in unforeseen direction.
Yes.
But it was important place at some point in history as a shogunate house, and currently we visited it to see the emperor, his gardens. And how is your impression?
It's really not so good.
Not the greatest place we have visited together, and each of us separately.
Yeah. It's been 25 years I've been in Japan, and yet this is the first time I've actually seen the inside. So yeah, I didn't miss anything.
It's my third approach to. It's my first visit in Japan, and it's first approach to Imperial Castle. I was expecting that it will be poor experience comparing to other places.
Yeah, because we've seen so many pretty nice places out in the countryside. The natural beauty of the country itself is better.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Even the countryside is more impressive than this place.
Yeah.
Which is not shocking, because to the viewers who don't know, this place was not the emperor residence at all.
Yeah.
It was the shogunate residence and military area. We are sitting on a place which is a garden currently, probably previously assembly field for military deployments. And after that it has been ceded to emperor. So we meet today for our final interview.
Congratulations. What a journey. The journey has come to an end.
So
Yeah.
we have
Guy's got a good grip.
grabbed an Akiya during this travel.
And here we are today to present to you the winner of our Akiya.
Yeah, exactly, because you know what some of the places we have visited. You will see some of the places that has not been put on a list, but we visited them anyway as a part of Akiya hunt. And you will see more places in near future, both from at Colin's KICKASSETS channel, and later on together is some other Akiya hunts on my Monomyth. And but today we have a discussion about how we can put a closure to my own Akiya hunt.
Correct.
For a future guest house, Onino guest house.
He's smiling. That must mean he was successful.
Yes.
Or else my camera would have been broken already. So, yeah. Or his as well.
It has been successful.
Yes.
We we were able to close the deal on a house.
Okay. How many properties do we see?
We have visited 5.
That's correct. 5.
There was 4 which were planned and 1 which was bonus.
Mm-hmm.
We also resigned from one that we could see, but the time was not the
Correct.
wasn't our ally, because we took
Yes.
the first house that you have seen already on KICKASSETS, which was the house 1,
Which
the
house?
family house, the bonus house that agent from Fukuchiyama showed us.
Ah, well, I didn't make that video yet.
No, you already posted the first one.
The first video?
The house with the big kitchen area, the photos that you have been researching, the war photos and so on.
Oh, yeah. Well, this video is coming out later, so they won't see that until the
No.
end anyways.
That's the first video.
Oh, yeah, the first
published.
video. Yeah.
That's the first.
Okay.
That's the first Akiya we
Yes.
have visited. Second one was the house that we called for a part of our research as a shack or house. That was the title
Correct.
of this property. Later on, it's changed naturally into shack house. And
Correct.
for Polish viewers, I call it Podzamcze, which means castle town.
Okay.
That's the second property. The third one was a house we has called the Twin Towers,
Yes, Twin Towers.
and the last
Funny
one,
enough, we had Twin Towers
that's true. We get the Twin Towers,
with Steve and Machin.
and you also have Twin Towers as your bodyguards.
Yes.
Me and Steve, or Steve and me. And if we put a chronological direction, then it would be you, Steve, and me.
Yes.
And the last one was the Maki house, which never get his own name. Then later on we could call it a mountain house.
Yeah.
Or
We call it Mount Maki. Or Mount
Mount
Machin.
Maki. Yeah. That's pretty much all the houses that we have visited.
Yeah. We were supposed to visit the 5th one, but there's not enough time in one day to see all the properties, so we kind of just canceled that one. And we also had a decision, we already liked the other ones better, and this one didn't seem any better. So basically, when you're planning to see properties, you have to make sure you have enough time in the day to see some. You can't see too many, it's just impossible. They're differently located, you got to match times with agents and stuff like that, so it's tough.
Yeah, four properties is much if you are traveling half a day
Correct.
anyway.
Correct. But we did see a 6th one. Well, no, we saw a 5th property, but this was before our first one. This was back in January, where we failed. I didn't make that video yet. That's a future video from us.
Which will be a prequel to series.
Yeah, that's right, prequel to the series. Okay, that'll be come out later. So this is actually, we saw 2, 3, 4, 5 on this trip.
Yeah.
So, but in our hunt on my videos is 1, 2, 3, 4 of the ones we were choosing from. So we wanted to choose the best property out of those 4, which we discussed earlier in our other video in front of
Exactly.
Fukuchiyama Castle.
On the castle grounds of Fukuchiyama City.
Yes.
The castle which has been
Yeah.
raised by Akechi Mitsuhide.
That's right. And we'll today talk about the final results of that. Right?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
So, as you are the more experienced one and you conducted some interviews,
I have.
yeah, pretty much.
When? Okay.
So, what's your questions that you want to ask?
Oh, let me check. I didn't prepare any questions today.
Oh, no, me too.
Oh, shit. Questions? What did you think about the experience?
Whole research, and I mean, the experience of working with you was really enjoyable.
Good.
You already mentioned that it was long road to reach to the final stage,
Isn't that a coincidence? Hi, guys. How you doing?
and
Are you guys twins? Brother, you look a little bit alike, yeah?
a little
Just
bit
brothers?
alike.
Friends? Oh, okay. I thought it was a coincidence for today, Twin
Okay.
Towers, so, you know. It's funny.
So,
coincidence
and-
later on in the story here. Okay. Yes. So you enjoyed working with
it was
me?
nerve-wracking. For people that know me, they know that I was stressed, at least in some parts of the
Yes.
process. Especially, I was stressed here when we were going to visit the houses, especially that some things didn't go exactly as we expected. Of course, the Akiya hunting and Akiya visits are always full of surprises, both those not very pleasurable and those which are really positive one.
Yeah.
We had some both of types during this Akiya hunt.
Yes.
And I would say that without your help, the whole project at least would be pushed out for a few months, if not years, and it could be less successful. And for the sure part, the final result that we reached was absolutely impossible to reach alone without your help.
Yeah, I'm glad that was, yeah.
And I did not spoiler yet the final result.
Yes, we didn't spoil it, but yeah, so basically I knew you were nervous and stuff like that, so I tried to use my humor and my experience to get you through that, because I understand the process better than you do.
Low budget, big
expectations,
dreams,
big dreams, low budget, big dreams, but
high expectation of everybody around me, if it work out or not.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure,
You know.
peers pressure, viewers pressure, and family pressure. So I wouldn't say it was an easy one.
Yeah.
And I also put some my own pressure on me because I wanted it to be successful.
Yeah. That's the way I am like this, because I understand the humor is needed, because there's no exact answer, there's no exact process. I know all the skills and I know how to troubleshoot them to get it to work for specific people. Everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
And when you don't have experience doing this, you don't know where to go, what to do, right? You have an idea, and Martin's really smart, but even him, he couldn't do on his own. It's really tough. And he speaks some Japanese too, which is impressive, considering he hasn't lived here.
I would say that with mediocre or even university level of Japanese, you pretty much can't do the Akiya buying. I mean, you can try, you can get what people around you help you get. Some places Akiya government organizations that are included and involved in Akiya market, sometimes they are helpful, but they are showing you what they have to show and what they can offer, and and what they want to help you with. In my case, it happened that our Akiya organization was not the most helpful one. I would say that because of problems in communication and cooperation from their side, we lost at least 3 properties, if not more.
Yeah, it's too hard. There's just so many layers you got to beat. Not just the language. It's just tough. You know, I even me helping him doing that was really tough. But are you alone? Just that thin layer, you're not realizing behind that one layer is like a wall of garbage you have to get through.
Even if
you're just not aware of that.
I mean, even if you get the skills, for example, from Colin's bootcamp, I had already been able to research, to choose the proper properties, relocate those which are not worthy, find the occasions on my low budget. But anyway, it is still problematic process.
Yes.
So
the course helps you, but but at the end of the day, it just makes the process that much easier for when you're working with me, when you have the course background, but you still kind of need me in that sense.
That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
And especially the part of a negotiation, which is the base of experience. I do imagine some of the tricks and some of the skills that Colin has, and have my own ideas based on the Japanese culture, which is if you don't know the Japanese people, how to act with them and so on, then pretty much stop doing it on your own, because you will only hurt yourself, and not only financially, but you will hurt yourself when you lose the property you really want.
You will be disappointed big time. You have a negative view on Japan too, right?
Exactly.
I don't want that. So yeah, I do hear you. I just hope my boot camp is useful to you. You actually, one of my clients who actually used my boot camp. So did you enjoy it? You like it? Worked well
Yeah,
for you?
I like the bootcamp. It provided me with some interesting and important information. One of which is that I will be starting my own business here, not in my country, because of the some information that are in bootcamp.
Yes.
Check the bootcamp.
Yes.
You will know what I am talking about.
Yeah. It's another YouTuber, Shu, and I who made the boot camp together. So if you want to check it out, feel free. It's in the description below. But I appreciate it when people actually watch it though, or use the boot camp, because it makes me easier when I deal with them and I don't have to re-explain everything, because it's a lot of information. I went over 10 hours worth of information on that stuff.
Exactly.
You know, and in detail too. I didn't hide anything and I didn't bullshit anything. It is what it is. And even on top of that, there's just so much growing to do, because it really depends on case by case. Akiya versus a normal property in Tokyo, there's just so much. Different sellers, different agents.
Complete different approach.
Yeah, and it's a big puzzle. It requires a lot of troubleshooting and experience.
Yeah,
so.
and to tell the truth, the Akiyas are the hardest of those all.
Yeah.
Because with any other option, you can either hope that the agent will help you in some way, if he or she is able to communicate even with broken English. But that's that's your assuming, not your assumption, not something that is certain. And the last part, which is probably the most terrible part, is the fact that when you are starting and reaching and looking for Akiya, you are pretty much all alone. With people from government or local government offices, and they have problem with solving with local people, and they are completely unprepared for the foreigners, at least in 90% of time.
And not just one simple language layer. Bureaucracy, technology, the sellers themselves, the neighborhoods. There's just so many things that you have to break through. You know, and so every time, even if we pull off an Akiya between us or between my other clients or whatever, it's a miracle. Every time I consider it a miracle. We did it, you know. It's like, I want to swear there, but I held back, folks. I held back.
Yeah, that's
that's
pretty much what we are getting with Akiya, and that you will see in the prequel to series, which is how we missed the Akiya house. Now let's put a closure to our result. So, Colin, what have we done?
What have we done? I want you to explain in an excitingly way of the miracle that we pulled off, the plural we pulled off here.
Last time when we were talking together, we have been in Fukuchiyama castle grounds, and we have been discussing that there are 4 houses. You already know that we have our opinion about those. And we
made the jokes.
And we were thinking about 2 of them, trying to reach and get one of them.
Do you mind saying what your budget was?
My budget, my full budget was closing at 4 million.
4 million yen.
4 million yen.
30,000 US?
Exactly.
So 4 million yen. Wow, that's not a lot. So we had to get a property with 4 million yen. And how much were, first of all, we chose 4 properties, right? Which properties were we deciding over, just for similar conclusion?
We were looking between the first house, which was World War II picture house. Then there was a shack house. Then there was a 2 twin towers and Maki Mountain house.
Of those 4 houses?
From these 4 houses, we chose to make a choice between the Maki house or Maki Mountain house and the shack house.
So we decided the shack house number 2
and the number 4.
And number 4, the Maki house, the Mountain Maki house, were the 2 we were considering. Twin tower house we gave up on. The first World War II house we said nah, but the other 2 we were debating which one we should go for. Which one should you go for? And the base price for the shack house?
The base price for the shack house was almost 3 million.
3 million, 2.98 I think it was, 3 million. And the Maki house was?
2.5.
Oh, so we're within our budget there, aren't we, boys and girls?
Both houses could be
within the budget.
Within the budget.
So that's one, getting within the budget. And number 2, will they accept us? Because if we go for one of them, get rejected, we're screwed.
Exactly.
So what's the safe route to do? We were debating between two houses.
And we cannot decide one of them because both of them had some strong points.
Yes.
The one was almost sure choice, which was the Maki Mountain, because the house was in relatively best condition from all the viewings, and
Yes.
it was really nice at all. Also, it has some great surprises like the Family Mart next door,
Yes.
2 minutes to bus stop with reach of
And
the
a train station nearby.
and a train station nearby. Everything was getting together.
And now some great ramen shops nearby we found out too.
Exactly. There were it was the house which was the closest to the real raw nature,
Yes.
which were mountains,
Yeah, right
the
outside his door.
forest and so on.
Yeah.
Simply open the veranda windows and you are in the middle of the Japanese countryside, or rather
Yeah.
Japanese mountains, which was the biggest, the strongest point of this house, for me at least.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much decided by. Easy choice, but
I was bumping back between the two. I
but
was
the
60,
second,
40, 40,
but
60.
the second one, the shack house, has a great advantage. For a guest house business, which was
Yeah.
first of all, it was the house with the best location, about quarter to 20 minutes by walking from the station,
Yeah.
JR station. Also, it was close to the castle, seriously close to the big garden, beautiful
lake.
garden, the lake.
Yeah, beautiful
and,
area. Beautiful walk to it too.
And to the Dobutsuen, which is the zoo.
Yeah.
And that all made it a beautiful
Yeah,
location.
is it a busy intersection too? Not a busy one, but like an old style, Western style place, like an old village, you know. And the chalkboard classroom I loved.
Yeah, that
I love that place.
was the surprise
Yeah,
in
that
it.
was a surprise.
We know that some of you have not liked the fact that it was at some point infested by some animal,
Yeah.
and that it's the older one, the more rough condition.
Yeah.
But if we consider the area, the price,
Yeah.
and so on,
Yeah, it's a
especially the
steal.
area,
It's a steal.
it was a really great occasion.
Yeah, that's why I was debating between the two. You know, condition of house versus location.
Especially when
so.
we found the information that the house is rebuildable.
Yeah.
Which means that even if this house falls down one day, then you can set up the new house in the same spot, and the spot is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah, it's gorgeous. I'd say you're paying for the land, but you're not, because the price is even less than the land.
Yeah,
it's ridiculously cheap.
Yeah,
it's,
on documents it was
oh
at
my
least
goodness.
1/4 of a worth.
Yeah.
And then Colin's magic started.
Oh, my magic, huh?
Yeah, because we decided to make an offer for both houses, hoping that we will be accepted at least at one of them, and that we will be able to pull off at least one of them.
So to make that happen, we had to be at 4 million. So the total price right now is 3 plus 2.5, which is 5.5. So we're over. So Marcin was hoping I can get one for maybe 2 and 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell Marcin when I was negotiating exactly what my plans were and prices I was asking for. I wanted to surprise him with the results. And were you surprised?
Yeah, I was shocked. I mean,
so what did I do? What happened?
I was shocked that Colin decided to offer only 1 million for one of the houses. The house I was pretty much sold out, which was the Maki Mountain.
Sold on.
Yeah, sold on.
Yes.
I was worried that we will be refused because of this laughable offer, and I will miss the better house, at least the one which looks like better from the beginning.
Yeah.
And I was even more shocked when I get information from Colin that the second house was even more ridiculous, because I was expecting that Colin will try to offer 1.5 million or maybe 2 million, something like that, and
I did another million. I offered $1 million for each house separately, total of 2 million. Got to
Yeah.
start somewhere. But I mean, like the Maki house coming from 2.5 to 1 was okay. I was going to offer 1.5, but I was just, you know what? I gave them an offer they couldn't refuse. So
Yeah.
the one
the
point
offer,
million.
the offer that my family only partially understood.
Yeah, but we don't want to
especially.
say no tricks in the trade here.
Yeah,
but, you know,
exactly. That's
But-
the one thing that
I'm good at this.
I don't know. Are we sharing how you put it, or is it a magical secret?
Well, it's a magical situation. But, you know, I
Okay,
got to work my
let's-
magic because it doesn't always work, right? I look
Exactly.
at the situation, I look at the house, and I think, what's the best option to go for this negotiations
so
and stuff
let's
like that?
say that we offered 1 million plus 1 million in my work
Yes, correct.
for
you
a
could look at it-
community.
Yeah, and even then it's still cheaper, right? So
Yeah.
But I mean, I also thought about, if we start at 1.5, you know, the negotiating room, they go up because I didn't feel like they'd be insulted because it's been on the market for a while, and they really liked us, and I felt out the agent. The agent seemed really easy to work with, so I tested the waters with him before I actually made the offer to the actual seller. It's not like I directly asked the seller. If the agent said nah right away, I'd be like, you know, I'd feel him out a bit there. But he felt like it could work, so he said we'll try, and he didn't feel insulted by the offer as well. And same with the other house. The other house, 3 to 1 million, is a big discount. That's 33%, right?
Yeah.
So that was gonna be a tough one to pull off, right? But
Yeah.
I wanted to come back because we wanted to get to the 4 million mark, and also coming back with saying, hey, Marcin, we did it for 2 million. He'd be like, what the fuck, motherfucker? How'd you pull that off? Oh shit, I swore. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Want to miss people, but that's how great it felt when I
mean,
offered
I
it,
was-
and
I was, when I heard that the second house was offered for 1 million, I was not only shocked, I was almost sure that they will refuse to us.
Yes.
And maybe we will be able to put a little higher offer, like 1.5.
Yes.
And that will be
the
the
safety,
one
or even 2.
or something.
We wanted to
like
get
that.
it to the 4, right? So I wanted to
Yeah.
make sure he got it for sure. You know, and could we? And not only that, if we got rejected for one and got accepted for another one, at least we got in the house. I want to make sure you got a house for sure, right?
That's true.
So, and we didn't know which one would accept if they were going to accept. So if we're going to put 2 offers into one at overpriced, and they both said yes, and you can't afford it, we'd be screwed, right? So.
That's true.
So we offered 1 million and 1 million. And what did they say to our offers? What did they counter at us with? What did they come back with? What was their answer?
Please go to embassy. That's pretty much the answer we get.
They said, go to the airport, get out of here, you scumbags.
No, happily not. But they was worried that I'm not serious, so they decided to check me, as I am a first Polish person that is
Yes.
buying Akiya, and I was thinking ever. But when I reached the embassy, I noticed that I am a third one, because there was a married couple or 2 married couples from Chiba that
Yeah.
has been prior, but they are mixed marriages, so
Yeah.
they had it a little bit easier, and they have already been living here
Yes.
with visa and all. So from the person without visa and from the perspective of person without visa and just visiting
Yeah.
on a tourist visa, it's like this guy is either joking or he's not serious.
Yeah.
He's pulling our leg.
Yes.
So they sent me to embassy to get my
Document
properly
again,
prepared-
your
yeah.
affidavit again. You had to get an affidavit done twice for this because they even want to take it
3
serious.
times.
Oh, three
3
times.
times.
Sorry. Yeah, 3 times. That's right. The first one rejected, the second one, then now in Japan. But before we got to that stage, what was the answer, their counter to the offers that we made for 1 million, 1 million? Did they say yes? Did they say no? Did they counter? What happened?
They accepted. They pretty much accepted. The Maki House acceptance was the moment when I started jumping happy.
Let's redo that. They, with joy and excitement, you were shocked how they accepted.
I not only was shocked, I opened.
Tell the people that.
I started to celebrate like I supposed to, and
You were blown away that they actually accepted both offers, 1 million and 1 million.
that blown me away. The
Wow.
acceptance of Maki House make me happy, proud, and
Yeah, because the Maki House said yes right away.
and relaxed.
They said
Yeah.
rest that night. They said yes right
Yeah,
away. I was
exactly
like yes.
Same day.
Yeah,
yes.
and the other house took a couple more days, and I thought they might come back with a counter or whatever, but they
Exactly.
came back with a yes too 2 days later.
That's
Isn't
the
that-
point.
Are you guys shocked by this? The results?
So the second house was a shocking experience.
So we actually saved more money of 3.5 million yen total on these houses combined than we actually paid for the houses. Because the original
That's
total
right.
house was 5.5, but we paid 2 for both. That's insane. Mind blowing. Are you not like, you think we're full of shit? No, this is actually what happened. You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't.
I was even shocked. I went for the long touchdown, and man, I threw it so far. I went to the stadiums. They caught the touchdown. The stands on the other end.
I didn't took the documents today with me, but I have
Oh.
keys to both of the houses today. So, so that's probably the best proof,
Proof?
that
Well,
that
I'll attach that at the end of the video. You gave me the
it's
keys.
closed.
But that's insane. Like, how did we pull that off? How the heck did we pull off 2 million for 2 houses? Not only did we get 2 houses within this budget, we destroyed it. We got it for half your budget. You must be like that day he was just jumping around for joy like nonstop. He couldn't believe it.
yeah.
You know, I'm still in shock that we pulled
I
it
mean,
off.
I'm finally on my track.
Yeah, and now that we actually signed the contracts, it's all signed over. It's done.
That was the point of full relief.
Yeah, full
first-
relief. Because you
first-
never know, they might
First
reject.
day without any nerves.
Yeah, sometimes people back out before any money's paid, and we because we didn't do any deposit. It's so cheap. We did everything. We did everything on one day. We did one property in the morning.
That was really interesting that they didn't expect the deposits from us at all,
It's
which
too
is
cheap. Well,
really unique occasion.
Well, that's because I told them that's the way we're going to do it. In order to do deposit, you need 2 stages, 2 contracts. It's just a pain in the ass. So I told them, let's do it all in one day. And we did one contract in the morning from 11 to 12:30 or 1 or whatever,
Yeah,
and then the next
something like that.
contract just before 2 to 3:30. They were pretty quick on each of them. We had a good time, and they both went very smoothly. And the funny thing
I
is,
also had enough time to not only see the bathroom and the toilet catalog, and
oh yeah, we
the
went for a
center,
visit to the actual.
and I also had the time to thank the kami for the opportunity,
Oh,
visited the Inari shrine,
Yes.
and then go for another contract,
Yeah.
hoping that we'll pull the
That's
leg off.
right. Between our contracts, we went to see the Lixel showroom for different kitchens and bathrooms and stuff to get some ideas. But the funny thing about this contract was that the same lawyer
Same lawyer.
coincidentally did both properties. Because the funny thing is we wanted to kind of keep it a secret between 2 houses, not to insult anybody. So what happened is that when the lawyer called me back for the first house, he's like, oh yeah, so this one's on this route, and the second one you're going through will be like here. I'm like, what do you mean the second one? He's like, yeah, I'm doing the lawyer for both your houses. I'm like, how did you even know about that? Because this town is so small.
That they have one specialized lawyer
Yes.
for such cases.
But the funny thing is that this lawyer, out of all the lawyers I've dealt with in Japan itself, knew more about the case of affidavit and all that stuff than any lawyer I've ever dealt with, because he knew that the Polish people had to go back to the embassy to get the official sheet, one more sign, just to make sure, and it was good. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing.
All
And
these
the
coincidences like that.
lawyer that
Yeah.
we say, hello, lawyer son,
Yeah,
he was really kind,
Yeah.
really helpful,
yeah.
and he
was great.
He made a surprise to us,
Yeah.
another one, a great surprise, which was ordering the hanko.
That's right. He's presenting Machin with his very own hanko. That's
Yeah.
great.
Which is
the future.
once more proof that we are on a proper track.
Yeah, yeah. Like some of my subscribers, some of my past clients know about the signs, so they know how important these signs are. You look for signs when something's right or don't feel right. You know, like my first client, Fred. There, he was really into those signs, and I am too. Like, you just know when something's going right. And that first house we got rejected, as much as we wanted that house,
Yeah.
it was a sign and a reason, because we got 2 now for cheaper, closer to actual civilization. Like, wow. So even though he was negative and very sad about that, there was a reason it happened. You know, greater
Yeah,
things happen.
that's true.
1 door closed, like I said, 2 doors open. Literally 2 doors open. I keep telling Marcin that positive attitude. Every time something closes, just make sure 2 open after. That way you're exponentially growing, and it works in the end. Because life doesn't work perfectly all the time, you know. You just got to
Yeah.
think of the brighter days, and this is proof that it worked. You know, man, they're not even my houses. I got keys to them now, but I was so excited when both his offers got accepted too, man. It's huge.
Yeah, it's
2
huge.
million.
As huge as me, at least.
2 million yen. Now, guys, don't get the wrong idea here. I'm not going to be able to get these million houses for everybody. This is just the perfect storm. I'm going to work my best to get deals for people, but for Akiya and those situations, not all houses are that cheap. You know, even starting at 2.5 and 3 million is a great deal already.
I had put great effort to not only found those houses that we have been visiting and choosing from, but also to eliminate all the negative ones, the traps and so on.
Yeah, we spent months and hours on not Zoom, Discord, talking about the differences, going over our lists of houses. We had like 15 houses, and we just we spent a lot of time, and I give credit Marcin here because he put a lot of effort into it as well, not just my side. It was both of us doing it together. So, but I just don't want you to get the hopes up that it's that easy, because even at 3 million and 2.5 for those houses, those were already superb deals.
Yeah, and
the fact that we got them for way less is like mind-blowing, mind-boggling.
From my perspective, the Maki house is worth at least this 2.5, and that was the decent price for it.
I mean, the land alone.
Exactly, because the land is big. It's 500 meters of land alone with the house. And we have another bonus. We get 2 mountains to it.
Yeah, the house is on a 500 meter square land, but not only that, he got a mountain, Mount Marcin. Wow, and the mountain's on like over 1,000 meters squared or something. I forgot, it was 1,000 something?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it's a separate. The guy phoned me after, he phoned me back after we got accepted for the house. He phoned me back a couple hours later. I'm like, oh, is it something negative now? He's like, oh, by the way, would you like a mountain? Huh? Yeah, we got a partial property in the mountain. The mountain's not behind the house either. It's a different location with a shrine near it, a shrine that he likes.
Which is Inari Shrine, located in the village close by.
You can't write this stuff, man. You can't. It's like we're in the Truman Show right now, because that stuff is exactly what you told me about before, and suddenly he gets a mountain donated to him.
And mine just died.
Oh shit.
Well, we can finish with yours.
But a mountain. We were even offered a rice field, but unfortunately, it's a lot to take on, and we didn't want to risk complicating the contract, so we were happy with that. But getting 2 houses for that price and answering his dreams is just mind-boggling, amazing.
Exactly.
So do you think you could have done this without me, my friend?
Nope. I'm sure
that's the correct answer. I mean, I
2 houses, mountain, and the price? Impossible.
Yeah. Jeez, man, I'm getting the hopes up for everybody now. Like, every client gets. What's the next client gonna get? An airport with their house? You know, it's just ridiculous.
For his or her models, maybe.
Yeah. Nice answer for him and his models. Yeah, that they buy an Akihabara. Nah, I mean, I'm glad. Is there anything you'd like to tell to people out there, experience with me, or what you felt like, or like everything, or general overall experience?
You already noticed that we are in some sync with Colin, and that I enjoy the time spent with Colin and how we work. I enjoyed the work. It's but be prepared. Colin is really busy with mountains of people interested in the whole thing, so it's not like you just have 3 or 4 ideas and no knowledge at all, and it will be easy go. If you want to get a little bit into the first line, you have to do your homework and get some knowledge and at least area you want to be in. And you already know it from previous videos, so
yeah. And you have to have the courage to just jump in.
Yeah,
it's not a 1, 2, 3. It's like it's a big 10, and then you take the steps from there, because the first step is the hardest.
You have
the
to
courage.
decide. Yeah.
You have to decide if you want to do it or not, because it's a lot of money to invest and a lot of time and effort, and it's a big thing you're doing here. You're investing to a new country, right? So
exactly. You are starting from a scratch in a country which you are unfamiliar, and also the place seems at least very unique. And it's not only seems, it is unique in how the offices and people which are connected to any law topics are operating. It's completely different than in Western countries. So don't bring here your preconceptions of American, Australian, or any other
Correct.
way of acting. It won't work here.
It'll actually
Simply
backfire on you big
accept the
time.
fact it's not working
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and even if they smile and it looks like it's working, it's not
You
working
will
at
be
all.
refused, and that will be pretty much the end of the story.
Yeah. So that's why, unfortunately, liberals don't do as well as conservatives here. Unfortunately, in that way. So that's something. Check your stuff at the door when you come into this country, and be as the Japanese do. You know.
Yeah.
When in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? And the bonus with marching here is that he actually got to stay with me. How was that experience for you? Did you enjoy staying at my man cave? You got to experience it in person, not just video.
It was fun, but it was also connected with the slavery, some forced labor, and for example, making Colin happy in the middle of the night. So guys, you know, you have to be prepared on every front because you will be attacked from behind with expectations and everything, and some games will be put on the table. You have to sit or be on a table during these games.
We played some Dominion together.
There will be some domination issues, Dominion.
We played Dominion and
some colonization of Catan.
Yeah, we played Catan, Settlers of Catan, Knights and Cities and Knights of Catan, and as well as Dominion. Those are 3 games we played.
And Colin is a sore loser. He's terrible in losing. So
yeah, how does he know if I'm a sore loser? He never won.
That's not true.
Poor guy. March, you get a game in tonight.
Every time I win, Colin put me into another slavery contract. So
yeah,
I started to lose on purpose.
He's full of shit. I fired him maybe, what, 17 times was it?
Okay, let's end it. Bye bye.
You're fired. That's 18.
You too.
I'm not fired. I own the man cave. So if anybody else wants to come and stay with me, feel welcome. If I feel a connection with you, I'll allow you to stay at my place. You could save some money in hotels. Must have saved him like 50 grand on hotels. You know how much it costs to stay here. Plus some good company. But yeah, it's like for you to trust me is a hard thing, but also for me to trust you to stay with me is also hard.
It's also the best option to feel the place and learn how to live locally. Not as a tourist, but as a local person.
Yeah. So it takes guts on both sides, you know. A Marcin could have just killed me in the middle of the night when I wasn't looking. He might have poisoned my pierogies. Who knows what he would have done. All right, well, thank you, Marcin. It's been good.
It was a pleasure.
All right, let's pull me up. I'm still injured here, right? Thank you. Ooh.
Slavery projects.
All right, good job, buddy.
Yo.
All right.
Okay, let's get the dinner.
Dinner?
Something.
We haven't eaten breakfast yet. All right, see if this
like that.
thing probably stopped.
So, where are we going now?
You didn't push record.
No.
Look at that.
Brain drain.
Brain drain. They're cleaning the walls. That is so cool. Wow. We're here on the day they're actually cleaning the wall.
All this growth is just in one season. All these trees coming.
Well, I think it's because it's the rainy season and things grow a lot faster now.
That's probably the most interesting part of our today's
Yes.
video.
Look at that. They're cleaning the wall of the Imperial Palace.
So the plants don't overtake it.
Yeah. So they don't destroy the rocks and it all caves down, huh?
They also have this classical tool, see?
That's why, that's why, like always in the manga, it shows that plants are taking over.
That's a cool job. I would work like that.
I have one touch of screen.
Wow.